Many people think of St. Augustine, Florida as an ideal weekend getaway, but the reality is you're gonna need a lot more time than that to see everything the oldest city has to offer. St. Augustine is a premier destination for arts, culture, and a lot of history. We invite you to come along as we explore just a few of St. Augustine's most prized gems.
My name is Michelle Reyna. I'm a native of St. Augustine. I'm proud to say I was born and raised here. My family's been here for hundreds of years. I have chosen to spend my life in tourism here in St. Augustine. I feel as though it's my passion to explain the history of not only the city, but of my own ethnicity. Most of the people who come to see us here in St. Augustine are genuinely interested in history. Yes, we have the beautiful beaches, the golf courses, the attractions, but when you come to St. Augustine, you know a little bit, but you're hungry for more of the history about this beautiful city. I'm so proud to be standing right here in the plaza of the Basilica. It is our cathedral here in St. Augustine. It's one of many minor basilicas here in the United States. It has special historic designation. We're the oldest Catholic parish in the continental United States. And it's a magnificent property. It was recently restored so that we could help celebrate our 450th birthday here in St. Augustine back in 2015. When you come into downtown St. Augustine, you want to seek out the historic district. It's 18 square blocks. It was the original walled Catholic city. It's filled with art galleries, restaurants. The city is very careful. They only allowed colors that were the colonial palette colors. The fonts on the signage have to be of a certain type, and no neon signs. So that's why our restaurants, our galleries thrive here in St. Augustine.
St. Augustine is fairly unique. From when the Europeans came, it was kind of the original melting pot of what is now the U.S., but we've had indigenous people here long before that even, and you'll find bits and pieces of it all over the place. When you're walking around St. Augustine, and it is a walkable city, it's very easy to get around. Every time you walk through here, you're going to see something a little bit different, and you're going to learn something a little bit more that maybe you didn't know before. The Castillo de San Marcos, for instance, that we're standing next to, built in the 1600s. The stone typically would have come from places like Cuba or elsewhere and brought over. So what they discovered is the coquina shell stone, and actually you can go see where the coquina came from at Anastasia State Park, and the coquina quarry is adjacent to where the St. Augustine Amphitheater is now. And so there's all sorts of dots that you can connect when you're walking around St. Augustine and enjoying and learning more about the history.
There's so much to explore. No one can do it. And however much time you've allowed or allotted yourself to be here in St. Augustine, you can't possibly do it all. And we're constantly unearthing new treasures, not just material artifacts found by the archaeologists, but the historians are finding out more and more each day as we do research. So there's always something new here in St. Augustine. A lot of our guests always tell me they wish they had known. They would have planned to stay longer or the entire length of their vacation right here in St. Augustine, because you can't possibly do everything there is to do here in St. Augustine over a weekend.
I think no matter what your interest is, you're going to find something that will engage you while you're here.
So if you think you enjoy history, food, art, come and join us here in St. Augustine. We've got a little bit of that for everything and for your tastes.
If you didn't get to finish exploring all of St. Augustine's nooks and crannies, don't sweat it, it's not going anywhere. We invite you to plan another trip, and next time, stay a little longer.